Mr. President. This time I'd like to talk on two issues. First is the current state of negotiations between the school district and the union, and the other is the furlough list that was recently sent to the union. With regard to the present state of the negotiations, we're in a period of what's called fact-finding right now. And I know that that term's been put out to the public, but the board has asked me to inform the public as to what that actually means in case there's any misconception. Basically, both the union and the board have come to a joint agreement to present the matter to a fact finder. A fact finder is a person with experience that's appointed by the Pennsylvania Labor Relations Board. Our application for a fact finder will be considered on March 16, just next week. From there, once the fact finder is appointed, he or she will convene a fact-finding hearing, and he'll listen to both sides as to what they want in the union contract. He has about 40 days from that point to file what is his recommendations, his findings of fact. And at that point, both parties decide whether they want to adopt the fact finder's report as an official contract. It's non-binding fact finding. There's no requirement from either the union or from the school district to accept the fact finder's report. But we have to tell them once the report's put into existence whether we're going to accept it or not. If either side chooses not to accept the fact finder's report, it's then published. It's published with the Pennsylvania Labor Relations Board, and it becomes a matter of public right. The public has a right to review the fact finder's report. At that time, we have 10 additional days to decide, each side has 10 additional days to decide whether they want to adopt the fact finder's report and recommendation as a final contract. So that's where we are with regard to the union negotiations. We're moving forward into fact finding. It's a joint request. Hopefully that fact finder will come down with a contract that both sides will agree to accept. And we'll know that in about 60 days from the date that the fact finder is put in place. He has 40 days to render his decision. We have 10 days to consider it, and then if either side rejects it, there's 10 additional days to consider it once again, once the public has input on it. The other issue I want to address is the issue of the furlough list. I know that there's been a lot of discussion about the furlough list and the extensiveness of it. The problem is, or the reason behind the furlough list is that under the current union contract, the one that's expired but is still in existence, we have to follow its terms. We are required as a board to provide the union with a list of possible furloughs by March 15. And we're required to do that every year. And the problem that has arisen in the past is that we've sort of followed a way of doing that in the past, but last year we were grieved on the issue of the furlough list, and that grievance was sustained in arbitration. So we were required to put the most extensive furlough list that we could possibly put into place in order to ward off another grievance on the issue. Nobody from this board is saying, hey, everyone on that list is going to be furloughed, but everybody on that list has to be considered for furlough under the union contract. We're required, we're mandated by law, by the union contract to provide that list. What's going to happen from here is that now that the furlough list is out, we have to meet with the union, and on April 1st, a second letter goes out. But we won't know for certain who's going to be furloughed, if anybody, until the budget is passed in June. That's when we'll know how many folks are going to be furloughed. There may not be any, there might be some, there might be a few. There might be the number that's on that furlough list, but that's highly questionable at this point. I don't want anybody to think that that is a set in stone list. It simply isn't. We're going through the process because we have to. I like to analogize it as like the NFL injury list. When the injury list comes out, you're required to put everybody that might not be played in the game on Sunday. But everybody knows that that might not be the case. You're going to see those people playing. You're going to see the teachers most likely still have their jobs. There's going to be some furloughs. Don't get me wrong. But we were required to put that list out by law by March 15th. So, Mr. President, that's my report.